So Eyes Wide
Okay, yeah.
Shut was
No.
had to be cut down for an R rating instead of the infamous NC-17. In Canada, it's
Yeah.
18A, and in Quebec, it's 13 plus. It's not G. It's 13 plus, but that means
Okay, well that's
but that means an
reasonable, I
eighth
guess.
grader could have walked into Eyes Wide Shut, and no one
I
in
would, as
Quebec
an
would
eighth grader,
question
I
them.
wouldn't want to. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary folk. Welcome back to the Dead Film Critics Society. I am one of your esteemed hosts, Aiden Billing. This is my other esteemed host, Daniel Eng. I run GBD reviews on Instagram. He runs reviewing on YouTube. I'm gonna keep saying it. Please subscribe to him. YouTube always screws him over. And today we have another special guest. It's not his brother this time. It is our good friend Emile from school. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, Emile?
Hi guys, my name is Emile, and I do not have an Instagram page like these guys. So sub to me,
Yeah.
please. I need more subscribers.
All
Yeah.
right.
Anyways,
Cool,
yeah,
cool,
that's
cool.
about.
I mean, ironically, I don't use my Instagram much these days. I haven't posted in over a year now, but
Damn.
I've been slowly just not using it, but I still have an account.
That's understandable. Yep. Well,
Anyways,
start off with some trivia then.
yeah,
like we
for
always do.
sure. I'll ask
Would
mine
you like to go
first.
first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Aiden, my question is: so we're talking about Six Underground, a film by Michael Bay. I wanted to ask you, which Michael Bay film do you think was the highest grossing in theaters?
Highest grossing in theaters. Okay. I think that's Transformers 3, if I'm not mistaken.
I wrote down the specific name. You remember the
Dark of the
subtitle?
Moon.
Yeah, that is
Dark of the Moon.
correct. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Of
That
course I
that is
remember
the,
that. I
that
saw
is
that
the
in
correct
theaters,
answer.
man.
Yeah, that made over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of look. I hate to say. I kind of feel like it's the second best one out of the whole series, to be honest. Because I mean, I know it's not really saying there's pretty shit movies, but I mean, the first
Yeah.
one's okay. So,
All
yeah.
right. Yeah, for
But my
sure.
piece of trivia for you is also about Michael Bay. I want to ask you, what was Michael Bay's first experience in film or television?
See, I really don't know much about Michael Bay. This was the first Michael Bay movie I've ever seen. Not gonna lie.
Well, not a very good introduction then.
Yeah. So,
Just take a guess. It could be anything. Just take a guess.
I don't know. Let's say he did like a game show.
That is incorrect. He had the role of Goon number 3 on Miami Vice in 1986.
Okay.
Yeah, that was his
Interesting.
first. That was his first acting role.
Oh yeah, because I did see he had been in a couple acting roles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sweet
Interesting.
stuff.
All
There
right.
you go. Yeah.
Let's get into news. Aiden, I believe you have a
Yeah.
couple pieces.
Yeah, okay, so my first bit of news is regarding the Morbius film that was supposed to come out. It's been delayed a week, which is honestly not a lot. I don't even understand why they're pushing it back a week. I mean, like, what difference does a week can make? But it's been pushed back to January 28th, 2022 now. So I just want to quickly ask you guys, what are your opinions on this movie? Like, do you think it's gonna be any good? Like, do you think they're gonna work it into the existing MCU? Because we saw Michael Keaton potentially playing the role of the Vulture in that film. So I mean, I don't know. What
Wait,
do you guys think?
so this is a Marvel movie.
Well, it's Sony, right? But
Oh,
because
okay.
Sony
So
and
it's
Marvel
Sony
have
Marvel,
this partnership
okay.
now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it's Sony Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm a little like Jared Leto is not very high up on my list of actors.
Yeah.
And Sony Marvel, their Spider-Man films, especially the Mark Webb ones, aren't very good. They have made some good stuff with Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe. I don't think they'll try to
any
work it
opinions
into the
on this,
MCU.
Okay. Well, Emile, do you have any opinions on this, or what do you think? Did you see the trailer for the Morbius film?
Morpheus?
Morbius.
Morbius. Oh no, I didn't see it.
Okay, that's fine then.
Yeah.
No worries, man. It's but they had well, I mean, Michael Keaton was in the trailer. He was wearing the same exact prison outfit that he was in the end credits scene of Spider-Man, Homecoming, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely possible. I mean, and there's a bunch of indicators that Spider-Man does exist in that universe. We see him, we see a few pictures of him on walls and stuff like that in the trailer. So it could be possible. I mean,
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know if it would be wise. I think they'll probably do it depending on if the movie does well. That's my guess.
Well, we will have to see, I guess. Yeah, or
Yeah.
they're just gonna start, or they're just gonna start off doing it right away because Sony is they have a little bit too much faith in their property sometimes. But anyways, let's move on from that. One more piece of news. So the Green Lantern series that's gonna be on HBO Max, they cast the lead, and he's gonna be his name is Finn Wittrock, and he's gonna be playing Guy Gardner. I don't know a lot about this guy. I mean, well, no pun intended there, but I mean, it could be an interesting series. It would be nice to see a different take on the character because, of course, all of us really remember Green Lantern from the Ryan Reynolds film in 2011, right?
Right. Yeah.
Did you guys ever see that one?
No, I did not.
Yeah. Okay, good. That's probably a good thing. Emile, did you see that one?
I think I did, but
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of bummed out that they didn't have Ryan Reynolds as the Green Lantern again. Kind of want a new bad movie.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
could be funny, I guess, but that's all right. Well, Daniel always has a shit ton of news, so let's just get
Yeah,
into this
I
right
wanted to
now.
keep the news to the minimum because, for one, there wasn't anything too interesting,
Yeah.
much, and two, I have a segment we can do after that's separate from the tier list. We're still going to do a tier list, but
Okay, all right.
my one piece of news that I have is that recently, Two Distant Strangers, a Netflix short film about they take the Groundhog Day concept, and have a black man repeatedly killed by police, but he keeps waking up in the same day and gets killed over and over.
Yep.
Apparently, there was an Asian woman who made a short film about the same concept that got posted to YouTube. The video was called "A Groundhog Day for a Black Man." And what really makes it a little suspicious is that one of the company, like Now This News, I don't know if you've heard of them, they helped produce the Two Distant Strangers Netflix short film. They approached that woman asking to make a video about the same premise, which they did. And then, of course, now we have an Oscar-winning short film that has the exact same concept, which Now This News helped create. And so I'm wondering,
That's kinda
what do
scummy,
you think
that's true.
happened there?
Damn, I mean, it's a good idea for a short. You know, some stuff like this happens all the time. We just don't hear about it as much, but it's nice that we finally hear about a story like this. But damn, I mean, fuck. Yeah. I didn't even know. Like, when did they announce this? Like, when did this come out?
This was only a few days ago. Right now, okay, I'm gonna edit this out because right now we're lagging a lot. Emile's completely frozen for me, and you were not moving, and your audio got cut out for almost like 8 seconds.
Wow.
Okay,
So
yes, I think Daniel's lagging out.
Yeah.
funny. There we go. Now
Okay.
it's fixed.
Okay. All right.
Normal.
Okay, we're back. Are we good again?
All right.
Okay. So
I'm good.
all that you said about the short film probably got cut out, so I'll try to say it again
Okay, that's fine.
if that's okay. Oh, and I'm
I think
frozen.
it's pretty shitty.
Oh. Okay. Well, one more time. One more time.
Oh my lord.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
All right. So it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. It was
Yeah,
the internet.
all
What are
right.
you gonna do? I mean, okay. So I was just saying that. I mean, it's pretty shitty if they actually ripped this lady off
Mhm.
and they won an Oscar with that. I mean, I don't know. Stuff like people get ripped off all the time. Like, like get their ideas stolen. It just we don't hear about it as often. I mean, like, but I guess it's nice that if, this is actually true and they actually got caught because maybe they'll hopefully like put a stop to it. Probably not, but I mean, like, hopefully,
Yeah.
like, because artistic integrity is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to rip people off. I mean, like, you can be inspired by other people's work, but you can't explicitly rip them off or like take their ideas without their express permission.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you guys think about that, but I mean, I'm sure you agree. But yeah,
Yeah. It's an interesting concept. I think a lot of people I've seen a lot of people criticize. I don't think the short film's too well done. I don't think there's much of a point to it personally. I think a lot of people have agreed with that idea that it's just profiting off of black trauma. It's not really saying anything different or moving the conversation forward in really any way. A lot of people have had that opinion about the film, and then there's also the people who have the opinion that an Asian woman shouldn't be making a short film on a concept like that, saying that they're just profiting off of black trauma, which I think to a certain extent is true. Though I can't
Yeah.
imagine from a YouTube video they were profiting that much because, you know, you have to like constantly I think this person also has a I don't know. I don't know if they even made money off this video is my point, so I can't even guarantee that. Not that it would be a lot even because, you know, YouTube earnings are kind of hard to come by this why, you know, people who are regular YouTubers rely on sponsorships. I definitely didn't see that on this video. It wasn't like, you know, paid sponsorship. So I think there's also a chance that the directors of the Netflix short film just ended up, you know, having the same idea because, you know, as original as it sounds, I don't think it's the most out there concept. Like, it's not like
No,
it's
I
not,
mean, like, I totally
it's not
agree.
that
Like, there have been
perplexed.
so many different
Yeah.
spins on the whole Groundhog Day idea,
Mhm.
right? I mean, it is definitely possible that they just had the same
Yeah,
idea.
like
coincidentally,
having
but
yeah.
yeah.
Now this news,
But it does
obviously,
look a little
they're
bit
not a
fishy.
very reliable organization in my opinion. They're very much a very liberal bias organization. And I think even though they might not have had the intention of having the two organizations like ripping like have like I don't think they ripped it off I don't think they like gave the script to the director writer and then said, yo, okay, we got this concept from this lady, like now make a more refined version of her script and movie. I don't think that's what happened, though it's possible. I just don't see that happening, but I don't know. It's interesting, especially since it won an Oscar.
No, never know. I guess. I mean, is that the only piece of news here? Actually, stupid question. I'm sure you got more.
Yeah,
what else
no,
you got?
that was my
Yeah.
only piece of news. Like I said, I
Oh,
wanted
that
to
was
keep
it?
it minimum. Yeah, I wanted
What
to
a
keep it to a
surprise.
minimum. Yeah.
I had more
I do
news
have
than you for once.
yeah. Yeah, you
Okay.
had more news for once. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to talk about Quebec for a second, in film specifically.
Ooh.
We know
Hey.
that Emile is known at our school for being a representative of Quebec or the Quebecois very much. You can see his Nordiques hat in the background there.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That was...
Yeah, and you know,
Yeah.
so I wanna play a quick clip from this YouTube video that I thought was kind of funny, and then discuss the ideas that are presented in it. So,
It's a seed from Canada. We don't even want you.
PG for all of Canada, G in Quebec. G rated
Yes.
in Quebec.
Sorry. What is just
Wow.
for me and everyone else who doesn't know the rating?
G is general.
What is G
Literally
and what is
everybody.
the
A
difference between
child
those
could
two?
walk into the theater and see it by
Yeah,
themselves.
literally like a 4-year-old can show up by themselves without a parent and
Yeah.
watch
Okay.
this
An
movie.
unaccompanied minor.
Yeah.
Unaccompanied Quebecois minor. So those
Yeah.
guys, they'll be fine.
Yeah, they're different.
Quick, guess the budget.
I bet it's a lot.
yeah. So that was the clip I wanted to show. I wanted Emile's opinion on that clip real quick. I don't know. What do you think of that? Of the
I think we're just built different, to be honest.
yeah, you know, I figured you'd agree with that.
We can tolerate
Yeah.
much more than you guys, so
Yeah,
that's why we need a different rating system. We're not that slow flaky.
yeah, yeah. I wanted to mention some of the stuff that you know, has different ratings in Quebec. So that was an example there. Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1. It's G-rated in Quebec, as you saw. It's PG-13 in the USA for having sexual and bloody content. And I quickly looked at the IMDb Parents Guide, and they say it's like moderate in each of those, like violence and like sexual content. The King's Speech was rated R in the United States, which is pretty stupid. It's only
that one scene
it's
where
because
they-
that one scene where they just say the F word a bunch of times. It was G in Quebec, and then was PG in the rest of Canada. Dunkirk, you know, it's known for its pretty intense action scenes with some violence, a little bit of swearing. That's also G in Quebec. That was PG in Canada, and then PG-13 in the States. Even though I think some people say it bordered on R, but Chris Nolan was able to talk the MPAA down. And to be fair, the MPAA is kind of stupid. They make a lot of stupid decisions.
Yeah.
The first Hunger Games movie was originally PG in Canada and then was moved to 14A. I thought it was funny because this was shown in my 6th grade class because my teacher was bored. Interesting decision there. My mom wasn't happy with that at the time. I remember she wasn't happy with the teacher at all. It was G in Quebec the whole time, and then it was PG-13 in the US, even though apparently also leaned on R, and they had to edit out some of the scenes and like apparently blur some of the violent parts more. The Breakfast Club was R in the United States, 14A in the rest of Canada, and then also G in Quebec after it was re-rated in 2003. It was 13 plus before that. Stand By Me, a Rob Reiner film from 1986. It's R in the States, 14A in Canada, and G in Quebec the whole time. Never. It was G as soon,
to
you know.
be R, man.
No.
It's such an innocent movie for it's not
Yeah.
really not bad.
Mhm.
Like aside from the dead body and swearing, it's just fucking
Yeah.
harmless.
Yeah. Almost Famous, a movie from 2001 by Cameron Crowe, was R in the States. There's also an unrated director's cut. I'll just mention that. It was 14A in Canada and G in Quebec. The content, there was swearing, some drug use, good amount of use of the F word, and there's like a brief glimpse at a woman's breasts, and that's the adult
my-
content.
That's G.
You know, that's G in
apparently.
Quebec.
That is seriously funny, man. Oh my
yeah.
god.
Billy Elliot was originally rated R in the States. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Jamie Bell won a BAFTA for it at like age 14 or something. It's about him I think he's playing like a boy who becomes a ballerina or something like that.
Yeah.
An edited version got knocked down to a PG-13. It got PG in Canada and of course G in Quebec. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay,
I
we
didn't
get the point here. Quebec is just built different. Honestly.
It was yeah.
Like,
I'll mention. Yeah, I only got one more. I'll quickly mention. So, Eyes Wide
Okay,
Shut was
No.
had to be cut down for an R rating instead of the infamous NC-17. In Canada, it's 18A, and in Quebec, it's 13 plus. It's not G. It's 13 plus, but that means
Okay, well that's.
But that means an
reasonable, I
eighth
guess.
grader could have walked into Eyes Wide Shut and know
I
why
would,
Quebec
as an
would
eighth grader,
question
I
them.
wouldn't want to see that. It looks weird, man.
Yeah.
I've still never seen that film. Honestly, I really don't intend to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If you want to, there's no point in watching that. Just watch porn. It's like way better. You can see everything. So.
well, it's a Stanley Kubrick movie. What are you talking about?
I mean, yeah. So what if it was his last movie? Gives a shit. The Shining and Clockwork Orange are better anyway. So
Have you seen Eyes Wide Shut though?
I don't want to. It looks stupid. It's just people.
It
It's
looks-
just people with masks and their. That's all I equate it
I
to.
mean, I think you should probably see
And it's
it
just
first,
another
but-
creepy ex Kidman and her then husband Tom Cruise, to make it seem like they actually liked each other. So yeah.
Okay, I don't know. That's an interesting take.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, I think I'm gonna watch it eventually. It's Stanley Kubrick. I'm trying to watch almost. He's the master. I'm gonna probably watch all of his films eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to
Okay.
experience that. How I want to experience it. Quickly before we get into the tier list, we can talk
Yes.
about some Quebec directors because I think Quebec probably, I'm willing to admit it, probably has out of any province in Canada has produced the best directors. I think almost easily. We got a couple of guys we got James Cameron who lives in New Zealand now. By the way, he was born in Ontario. I think David Cronenberg I think is also from Ontario.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I don't know anyone else. I'll mention the Quebec directors that I think are notable. So Xavier Dolan. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He made the film Mommy, Tom at the Farm. He also had a small role in a film called Bad Times at the El Royale. I think he's a very interesting director. That's the movie we watched for the Canada bracket thing we did. We rated all the movies that we picked some movies that were filmed in Canada and trying to find the best one. Mommy was pretty high up there. I think it's in our top 10. I liked it a lot. I think it's a very good movie. Apparently his other films are pretty good too. Interesting thing about him, he specifically Mommy is shot in an aspect ratio of 1:1. So it's basically just a cube. It's just a square. That's how it's presented. But apparently Netflix UK changed the aspect ratio of it. And that pissed him off, so he wrote an open letter to them. They changed it eventually, but he wasn't happy with that.
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve, probably the best Canadian director, I'd say. He's a lot.
Yeah, I'd agree.
If anyone ever says James Cameron, I'm just gonna point to him because he's done what James Cameron has done with sci-fi, but he knows he's a lot more consistent with it. I think he's produced a lot more movies and he's still made them just as good as James Cameron's
He also
best.
seems to be a lot more grounded than James Cameron. James Cameron seems to think he's a god who can do no wrong, which really annoys me.
Yeah, because I think he makes good movies, but I'm really annoyed at a lot of the choices he makes. Some of them, there's less dumb choices, but there's always a couple dumb choices, in my opinion, from his films. But Denis Villeneuve, I think, is a pretty masterful director. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's going to be making Dune, which is supposed to come out in October. I anticipate to do pretty well at the Oscars, which will be cool. And who knows, maybe if Dune is really good, he has a chance to win Best Director. I think he should eventually win that for something. Might be for this, who knows. He's also probably, this is only part 1, apparently. There's going to be 2. I don't know if they're going to be both called Dune. Jean-Marc Vallée
Dune 2
is another director from Quebec who's gotten a good amount of acclaim. He made Dallas Buyers Club, which got nominated for Best Picture, got Matthew McConaughey Best Actor, and Jared Leto Best Supporting Actor, even though I think most people don't think they were earned versus their competition. He also made Wild, which got Reese Witherspoon and Laura Dern Oscar nominations. And then he made Big Little Lies, which I think had some Emmy attention and was a pretty acclaimed series. So, yeah, he's a pretty interesting director as well. I think Denis is definitely the king of all these guys. But Jean is still a pretty solid director. Last guy I wanted to mention is Sean Levy. He apparently has maybe made the most money out of these guys, even more than Denis, maybe, potentially. I'm not sure. I haven't checked. He made the Night at the Museum, didn't he? Yeah, he did the Night at the Museum films. He did this, I don't know if you ever heard of it, Cheaper by the Dozen. And he also made Alexander and like the terrible, no good, very bad day thing. I watched that when I was a kid. And I kind of liked it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, that's some interesting Quebec directors. And I don't know. Do you agree, Emile? I kind of think Quebec directors probably are the best from Canada. Would you agree?
I agree that Denis Villeneuve actually takes the cherry on top. He's
for sure
pretty masterful in his art.
I think he's the best ever in Canadian history. Because the only person who can kind of compare is like James Cameron and like David Cronenberg, but he makes really wacky movies. So I don't know if everyone can. You know, he's definitely not. Yeah. Denis has been able to make movies that are like different enough, but also a good amount of them have had pretty good box office success. So hopefully Dune has one. Blade Runner notoriously did horrible. Hopefully Dune is not the same, but we'll see. Very much looking forward to Dune. Releases in October. Make sure to go check it out whenever you can. Let's move on to the tier list. So I decided, since we've all watched Community, that we're going to do a Community characters tier list. This was like honestly one of the smallest ones I could find. Let's go from the bottom. I don't even remember who the heck this is. Do you guys know?
Yeah, I'm a Beans guy. The old millennial too. Like
do you know what's
season 6 paintball?
Okay.
He's a drug dealer.
I'm not even sure if I completed all of season 6, or if I did, it was a while ago.
Yeah, you can put him in a D. He wasn't really that good. I mean, he had a good outro, but that's it.
Okay. This is the dean of City College, I remember.
He like
works.
a C.
He's like a C. He's fine.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah.
This is the drama teacher, I think? Like Garrity or something like that?
Sean Garrity, yeah.
Yeah, he was prominently featured in like the Conspiracies episode. He's, you know, I think, and he's also in a couple other episodes. I think he does a pretty good job. You know, he's not too remarkable.
I don't think he's that good.
Yeah, we can put him in
remember.
C.
I
He
think
understood Abbott, so I would have put him on a B, but
Yeah.
C is respectable.
John Goodman's character, the Vice Dean Laybourne or something. He's okay. I think he's
okay.
He's good. I think he works pretty well in the role. He has one monologue, like when he's explaining the power of the air conditioning repair school, talking to Dean Pelton, that I think is pretty good. I don't know. I think he might be worthy of a B. Because I don't know. I want to put him there for now because we got a lot.
Forgot his name.
Freaking
The
nice guy, the super nice guy who makes kettle corn. The doctor guy. I don't know.
He's not that memorable. Let's just put him at D.
I think he's worthy of C. I don't think he's
okay, but
bad.
Explain to me why, though, sir.
Like, he had this one.
He had like a couple episodes where he's kind of a nice opposite to Jeff, because he's like, you know, he's very accomplished, kind of like Jeff was before, but he's also like super nice and doesn't really care what anyone thinks of him. But for that, people like kind of love him. And he doesn't really care that people love him, while Jeff really wants people. So it's an interesting, kind of parallel. And I think he also he's like that one scene, like the end of the episode, where he's like running in the rain. You think he's going to Annie, but he goes to him instead to ask how he can be a good person. I don't remember this girl at all. Again, I don't really remember many characters from the later seasons. Yeah, let's put her
Not
D.
memorable.
The cop, he has a couple of cool moments, I think, that are kind of fun. That one, the copra that he's making, I remember that. And he appears in a couple other scenes where he's like, he had to bring Abed in when Abed's like just playing it's like Inspector Spacetime around Greendale when they're banned from it. I think he's worthy enough of the C.
He's got a few good spots.
Yeah. I don't remember this guy. Do any of you guys do?
No.
Alright, just put him in.
Put him in D. So I think this is season 1. The professor that Jeff starts to date.
Oh yeah.
I haven't watched the episodes she's in very much. Like when I've been rewatching the first 3 seasons, I've been doing that a lot lately. So I don't know. High D maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'd say C.
Yeah.
Got like a good amount of coverage.
Lower C.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the other professor, the one who goes to prison,
the
the
bio.
biology one. He's okay.
I'd put him at, really? I'd put him at a B though.
You put him at B. I
He had a really good monologue with that one general.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think I remember. Yeah, I can put him at B for now. We do got a lot of people. LeVar Burt. This is LeVar Burton, right? Or is this the different guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lamar Burton.
He's funny in that. He's a little bit funny in that documentary episode, but it's not really because of him. It's more because it was dynamic with Troy and how Troy reacts to him. He's just being normal. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
The janitor, I remember, who trying to tell
Oh yeah. No, the
Troy
janitor's funny. He was
how So you think what? You think he's B?
Nah, I think he's like high C to be honest.
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, he's with all the other characters in C right now.
Yeah. Abed's dad. He's only in like the first. He's only really in the first season, right?
Yeah. Then he just kind of disappears.
Again, I don't know. We'll probably get more A and S's later.
Yeah, we're on like the secondary characters right now, so.
Yeah. So we can keep him with C, I guess. Juan Carlo Esposito's character, Gilbert. He's only in 1 episode, right? Or is he in 2? Oh, I think he's in 2. He's most featured prominently in the video game one. I think he's pretty good in that. I really like Juan Carlo Esposito. I might be biased. I kind of want to put him at B. I don't know if you guys are cool with that.
No, I'm fine with that. He's good.
Sure, yeah. Put him on B.
Put him a lower B. The Doppeldinger. He's really
C.
Yeah. He's there. Pierce's dad.
C.
C? I was gonna put him at a D, but
I was low-key just thinking high D because
we got an overflow.
I mean, whatever you guys want. I mean, I don't think he's that good.
These like the school board people.
Oh yeah.
They have a couple of okay moments. So I don't think they're D. We got a lot of C people right now.
Yeah, it's fitting. Oh, Annie's boobs.
Annie boobs, aka the monkey.
Yeah, I think that.
It's an interesting character to how explain a couple of interesting things they do with the show. I don't know. Do you want to put it low B?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Come on, B.
Annie, the Annie Kim.
I don't remember her actually.
The Model UN episode. I do remember her. She's just like, I don't know. She's basically Annie. Pretty much. I don't know. That's all I can really say.
I can't remember.
It's like it's lower
Annie, but Asian.
Lower C. Yeah, pretty much. That's it. I don't remember his exact name. This is Shirley Andre. Andre's
Oh yeah. He's okay.
He's
Not one of my
okay.
favorites.
He's like the high end of C maybe or low B. What do
Yeah,
you guys
no,
think?
he has a good arc with Shirley over the
Yeah,
course
he's
of
a
the series.
this scumbag lawyer, the
Who's Jeff's friend? He's
Jeff's
pretty
rival slash friend.
Yeah, he's like kind
He
of
kind of sucks. Like, yeah,
He's okay.
we got a lot of C. Todd. Todd's in a couple episodes. He's in that the Law and Order parody, and he's also in a couple of other ones. I don't know, low B maybe.
Yeah, it's
come
fine.
on, lowest B.
Low B. This I don't remember. It's the hippie guy who plays the song that the Brit is a B, and then kicks Pierce, and then Pierce joined his band. I don't know. Feels like another C.
Put him on D.
Put him on D?
Yeah. Pretty
Okay.
bad.
Alright,
Nah.
cool. Is this Vicky?
Yep.
She has a couple of sort of funny moments. C.
Yeah.
Alright. Neil or Fat Neil.
Yeah.
He's in that Dungeons and
Mostly.
Dragons episode, and he works pretty well.
Yeah,
so,
he's
and
also in
that episode's pretty good.
Yeah.
Leonard.
Leonard.
Recently.
Leonard's pretty great. I think.
Let's give him A or B.
I think we're
Yeah.
gonna give him A. I think he's, I think he's worthy of that.
Yeah.
Who's Garrett? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty funny. He works in the show.
He's kinda like
He works.
punchline.
Yeah, he's got a couple of good punchlines. I don't know. I think low B makes sense for him.
That's fair enough.
Magnitude.
Oh yeah, he's
He works.
an A.
He's
Come
pretty
on.
iconic.
No, put him
I
up
can
there.
put him up there. Put him in A.
Yeah.
Starburns. He's pretty good
He's
too.
pretty funny. I think he's like high B. To be
Yeah, I
honest,
think
though.
he's high B. I don't think he's
Yeah.
A, but he's still.
Almost in there.
Mr. Banks. I don't remember his character name at all.
The criminology professor.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, he's part of the repilot season 5. Then when Dan Harmon was back on the show running team. He's okay. I don't really remember him that much. What do you guys think?
I mean, he's
Yeah.
got like a decent amount of screen time, so yeah, maybe
Low B or high C?
low B, high C, either or.
Yeah. I'm
Aiden,
with that.
pick. Go. You're in charge.
I see.
High C. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, this lady, this like the one they send in to help repair the school kind of thing, save the school in the later seasons. I don't remember her very well. I don't know. I didn't like her character too
Yeah,
much.
she was only there in season 6.
Yeah. I don't think I liked her too much. I think maybe like I said, I don't remember if I finished it, but she might have been one of the reasons why I wasn't really interested too much in finishing season 6, along with some of the other characters departing. But I don't know. You want to see?
Yeah, just right there. Yeah, that's fine.
Lloyd Katashnik.
I don't remember this guy.
Yeah, he was the same with our previous character.
Okay.
Like season,
Season 6 person. So like same area.
Yeah.
Put them beside each other. John Oliver.
Oh yeah.
Professor
I
Duncan.
like him a lot. Professor Duncan is iconic, man. He's fucking hilarious.
Do you think he's A then? I think he's.
I think he's
B.
like high B.
High B.
Yeah,
High
he's
B.
on high B.
All right.
Yeah, he's not an A character. I still like him. Senior Chang is
Senior
an A.
Chang.
Right?
Senior Chang is pretty great.
Yeah.
He's pretty funny.
Dean Pelton's
I like-
an S. Put him up there.
Put him out. Okay. I think he might be a personal A of mine, but I think he's still pretty good. All right, we're down to the main cast of the
Shirley's
show. Shirley.
She's okay. She's not one of my favorites, to be honest. I kind of like. I think her is more an A. No.
I think she's A.
Like a low A, maybe.
Yeah.
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 There's some-
Pierce.
I don't like Pierce that much, to be honest. He's not one of my favorites.
I mean, he's not a very likable character, and I think that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
I also
What?
just
I
don't
mean-
like Chevy Chase too. So I mean, like,
Oh,
I can't
okay.
find anything interesting. He's definitely an interesting character. But
I think I want to put him A. I don't know. He's pretty great for
Yeah,
me.
alright.
I think he works pretty well for the show. Annie.
she's solid. I think she's an A as well.
I don't know. What do you think, Emile? You think A is good?
She's better than Pierce and Shirley, though.
Mid A's.
Yeah,
Okay.
like right there.
Troy. I
Troy
think
is an S. I love
Troy's
Troy.
an S.
Yeah.
I can get down with that. I think he's pretty
Abed
great.
is an S.
Abed's definitely an S. I don't know. He's
Yeah.
pretty much what holds the show together. He's like, you know, you can kind of imagine the whole show is just playing from his perspective, and he's just kind of adding, like you know, you know, you could imagine he's also like secret creating all these wacky situations to come just so we can live a TV show.
Yeah.
You know,
Britta
Britta.
is okay. She's not one of my favorites, to be honest. I mean,
So wait, so who are your favorites then? 'Cause we've been-
well, those three up at the top, sir.
Right. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think of Britta, Emile?
I think she's I think she
Low A
could
or
be
high
mid
B?
A or high.
Mid A. Yeah, like I think she works pretty well for the show. And then Jeff, you
Jeff
could
is pretty funny.
kind of call
He's like
him
high A.
the main character. Yeah, I think he's like the highest
High.
A
Yeah, next to
Yeah.
Leonard.
next to Leonard. Leonard's pretty great. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like it's really funny how like in the season 3 finale, which feels like the most finale episode other than maybe the last one, which I'm not sure if I seen or if I did, I don't remember it. Where they just cut to him doing the potato chip review, and I think that was a really funny cut. You know, from being a finale just to him reviewing potato chips is kind of funny. So yeah, that is
Not bad.
our community tier list. Tell us if you agree or disagree. Olivia Colman, Maya Rudolph. I don't remember the main girl's the actor's voice name. And John Legend, I remember, is in this movie.
And
actually.
his wife, Chrissy Teigen, too. Can't forget
Okay,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah. What do you guys think of this
Okay.
movie?
I gotta tell you, like, I remember seeing the trailer for this, like, ages ago before it got delayed, but, like, for real, I thought it looked really cool back then. It really hit the spot. I love this movie.
Okay.
It reminds me so much of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, just because of how weird and fast-paced the humor is. It's just,
Right.
like, it's fucking... Yeah, I think I don't know, I thought it was really funny, to be honest. I don't know what you guys thought of the humor. I mean, I was
Yeah.
I love the animation, too. The animation is gorgeous.
The
It
animation
kind of, it's a little bit like Into the Spider-Verse. Like,
a little
just
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely different, though. I don't know. I'm curious,
Yeah,
Emile,
no.
what did you think of this movie?
I definitely love the 2D art style, like when they
Yeah.
put the 2D putovers,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, they had like a bit of a creative take, but then they kind of stretched it a bit with their messaging, and they just kind of put it like explicitly, like, "Oh no, big tech is stealing all our data. Didn't know that could be bad." Like, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, okay, guys.
Yeah. I get
Yeah.
that a little bit. I do think a lot of movies like this that are trying to do like a technology critique would have done it a lot less. I think maybe not I don't think this is subtle, but I think it's definitely using it not as a crutch but as an aid for more creativity for the movie overall. But yeah,
Yeah.
I can admit like the story is somewhat familiar. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I suppose
the
so.
absurdism is same kind of akin to Cloudy with a Chance.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Even the Lego
Yeah.
movie as well. It's got that Phil Lord and Christopher Miller feel. Which
Yeah,
I like.
you can definitely.
I love their blend of humor. It's brilliant, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah, I think I think honestly, you know, with this movie, I think animated movies are starting to become better comedies than like the live action comedy movies being put out.
yeah,
A lot.
no, that's true.
You know, like
actually.
this and Soul especially. Like I think Soul. I don't know if you saw that, Emile. Me and Aiden both saw it. I thought that was a pretty funny film, and I also thought
Yeah.
this was pretty funny. I liked how the camera moves, the creativity, the presentation, and all like the added animation and things. They were good. Use of like jokes for that, like the visual jokes were pretty funny as well as both spoken and like the visuals were both pretty funny.
Yeah.
I laughed a
Those
lot
fucking
in this
Furbies,
movie,
though, I'm sorry.
especially
Like, I
in the
need to
first
mention
half.
that quickly.
The Furbies were, I think that was the peak of the
so
movie.
fucking funny.
It was pretty
Dude.
great,
Dude, that I couldn't stop laughing, especially
That was- yeah.
giant Furby that was just so grim and like the devil almost. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Whoever
Yeah.
thought of that deserves a raise. Honestly, that was brilliant, man. I loved it.
Yeah.
I haven't laughed that hard watching a film in forever. I thought it was even. I'm not gonna lie to you. This may be controversial. I think it was funnier than Soul, but I think Soul's better because it has better emotional moments. I
Yeah.
don't think the emotional moments in this movie really worked as well as in other films, right?
Yeah, I think they worked.
Yeah, they kind of focus more on the jokes. They sort of gloss
Yeah.
over the moments a little bit.
And yeah, I think
Yeah.
if this movie was trying to focus too much on the heart, because I think this film does have a lot of heart. You can tell it was made by
Yeah.
people who care I liked how in the credits they included, actual family pictures of all the people who worked on it. That was fun,
Yeah,
Made
that
it
was
feel
cool.
like all these people were like, yes, we're going to make a great film about family. It's going to be funny and creative, something families can really enjoy. I
Yeah.
think they pretty much did that perfectly, I don't know, Emile. You have any thoughts?
I mean, yeah, like I think especially on the emotional side, they're kind of like walking around it. They're trying to avoid a lot of like hard hitting moments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I guess, but yeah, kind of topped off with kind of the comedic 3D aspect of it, which is like
Yeah.
starting to be a lot more creative and a lot more freedom being taken.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that is a lot more stuff I see, especially in old 2D cartoons, where
Mhm.
the actual comedy, not actual comedy, but the visual comedy
Yeah.
is being a lot more presented like kind of a free way where physics don't really matter. It's just
Mhm.
kind of toss stuff on the table and get some punchlines out of it.
Right.
I kind of enjoyed a lot of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Yeah. I think the voice acting is pretty great.
Oh yeah.
I
Definitely.
think Olivia Colman's pretty. I loved. I think this
Oh,
uses
scene
like
on
the twist.
table.
The twist. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That was pretty fun. The
Yeah.
twist villains in kids movies. I feel like have been used a lot more lately. I think this works the best as like it's not that much of a twist villain, right? You don't wait that long.
Yeah.
But you kind of figured like who would want to like screw all of humanity over? It wouldn't be a human. It'd be a cell phone. It would be an AI
Definitely
program.
the cell phone they just got thrown in the garbage.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it makes a lot of sense, in that way, because, who
Yeah.
else would want to create this much destruction on Earth other than, like, a psychopath? But, and I think Olivia Colman's really funny, the voice acting, I like, she's been in a lot of, like, drama, serious movies lately, and she's gotten a couple Oscar nominations for them, but I loved seeing her in another not serious movie. The other one I remember her most from is Hot Fuzz. She's pretty great in that. Even though I think she's better in this
she's
movie
really
because
funny.
she works really well as a pretty hammy villain. Yeah. This should probably be nominated for Best Animated Feature.
No, definitely. I have to agree
yeah.
with you there,
It'd probably be my winner if it ended today.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I guess we don't know what Pixar's coming out with. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
I've heard some things, like apparently some people have seen the first half an hour of Luca and say they don't have too high hopes for it, but who knows, it could still be really good. But
yeah,
and I
you
think
never
this
know.
will probably be nominated. Netflix will probably push this. I don't know. Do you think that would make sense, Emile, to get this movie a Best Animated Feature nomination at the Oscars?
well, to be honest, I'm not that kind of an award kind of guy.
Right.
It's fun to just review. I mean, compared to the other movies that are out, it's pretty high ranking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say maybe a winner, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I think the writing's pretty good. Like I said, I think the spoken and visual jokes work a lot well. And the story moments, the things that they bring back, this movie doesn't rely on a bunch of ex machina like most kids' movies do. There's like, at least even if it's stupid, right? Like, I think the movie kind of understands, like, the part where, like, the screwdriver he has allows them to escape from the pod. Like, that's stupid, but
Yeah.
at least, it makes it makes some sense seeing as they already had the screwdriver. It wasn't like they just, like, said, all of a sudden he's, like, strong enough to break the pod or something stupid like that. Like, they clearly, even though it's stupid, they clearly thought these things out, right? And there's a bunch of stuff
I
they
do
bring back in
appreciate
the
that,
third
yeah.
act. Which is what,
yeah.
even though I think the first half of the movie is stronger, the third movie, like, the third doesn't drop too much because I think they bring in a lot of stuff from the first act into the third pretty well.
Yeah.
There's not
Yeah,
much
I
like
have to agree with
wasted
that.
dialogue and wasted kind of sequences of scenes.
Yeah, they don't
End
waste.
up to nowhere.
Yeah, I don't think
No,
they.
like the movie
Good job.
really,
Yeah.
moves really
The
fast.
movie, the pacing's very good. It, if it was trying to lean too much on these emotional moments, it probably would have, dragged the movie out. But even though I think it's dragged a little, I think, but just the pacing, like the story itself is, but the pacing within the story is just so fast, and the jokes just are so snappy that, I don't really notice it that much.
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
it's good for rewatches. I mean, like it's
Mhm.
kind of a similar situation with the Lego Movie or with other Phil Lord and Christopher Miller projects. Like you miss a few jokes on first watch, and like the next time you watch it, it's just as funny, or even more funny if the jokes are better, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of good. I don't mind that as much as in some movies when they do that. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well,
I think.
anything else you want to say about it, or do you want to just
I
give
don't
it a
know,
score?
Emile. Do you have? I have a couple things more to say, of course.
Of
Emile,
course you do. Okay.
do you have anything else to say though, before I finish?
I covered basically most of my opinion. What do you
Okay.
have left to say to Daniel?
lay it
Yeah,
on,
I just want
Daniel.
to say, I think, Emile, you said that like it's the comment on technology is like a little, definitely not subtle, but I think this movie actually has an understanding of how technology works in families, even though it's clearly trying to do a polar opposite thing where like having like a daughter who's obsessed with film and technology while having a dad who's like obsessed with living outdoors without technology. I think it like this movie was clearly made by people who actually understand how like kids and like or teenagers and like even adults use technology for the most part. Yeah, I think it's also kind of funny. I don't know if you noticed, Blake Griffin is in this movie. He was playing the robot that goes like the killer robot looking thing that goes "Yes, my queen," like the thing that
That was him.
that was him.
Blake
That was
Griffin?
Blake Griffin, the NBA
Are
player.
you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
What? Oh, that's insane, man. I saw
Yeah.
him on the cast list. I was looking. Yeah.
yeah.
I guess they altered his voice a little bit.
Yeah. I think the one thing that was maybe overdone was like the dog pig bread thing from the robots, like not understanding. Mochi, by the way, I think we needed to shout him out. He was pretty funny. It was a great design of a dog. Because he like,
Oh, yeah.
while he definitely leaned on like being unrealistic, I think he was realistic enough just to be really funny and really, you could
Apparently that
you could
dog was
imagine yourself having that dog, in a way,
Yeah. Apparently the dog was
Um,
actually like the vocal effects were done by like a real like acting dog. I looked it
Oh,
up.
that's
Crazy.
funny. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think one relatable part is how, the daughter character is applying to film school. Me and Aiden have both done that. And Aiden actually
Yeah.
got into York, which is cool. I'll mention that.
Hey.
He told me that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah. I haven't gotten to anything yet, but we'll see.
Let my friend know what happened with his applications, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Shall we
Anyways,
end it?
yeah, we can just quickly do scores. Emile, I'm curious, what would your score out of 10 be for this film?
Out of 10,
Yeah.
give it a 7.5.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I agree
What'd
with
you
that. I gave it an 8 out of 10, even though I think it's like closer to it. I like doing whole numbers personally, so I just like say it's an 8 out of 10, but it's probably closer to a 7 than like a 9. But, still a great movie. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I actually gave it like 0.5 higher. I think it's an 8.5. I was thinking about giving it a 9. I do have to agree with you there. There were some things that just didn't work quite right, but I mean, like I think the overall the film is like pretty solid. It's one of the better anime films I've seen in a while, aside from Soul, obviously. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if this won Best Animated Feature, I don't think I'd be mad. Because I could
No, I wouldn't be mad
imagine the other animated films this year not being as good as this, because it's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sets the bar from what you need to be about as good as this movie, I think, to be a nominee. Because I think
definitely.
it definitely should be and will be. Because I talk a lot, and I know you said you're not much of an Oscars person, awards person, Emile, but I am. I've been doing a lot of looking at the Oscars a lot, so.
Oh my
I
god,
always-
this guy. That's a bit of an understatement, isn't
I-
it? Jesus.
I always
Christ.
mention the Oscars, Yeah.
Oh
Anyways,
my god.
let's get into our second film.
Ooh,
Emile's
yeah,
recommendation for the
okay.
podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about Six Underground, the 2019 film by Michael Bay, starring Ryan Reynolds, Melanie Laurent, James Franco, or is that Dave? No, that's Dave. Wrong Franco.
Dave Franco.
And I don't remember any of the other actors' names, because they've been in nothing I know of.
Corey Hawkins.
Oh, yeah,
He
Corey
was,
Hawkins,
Dr. Dre in Straight Outta Compton, and he was
Yeah.
also in Kong Skull Island. too.
Yeah, he's also going to be in Macbeth, the Joel Cohen adaptation.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Emile, let me ask you first,
You're a
since you
guest.
recommended
Let's
this. Why did you
Uh,
recommend this for the podcast? And also, what do you
because-
think of it?
I think it'd be great to trash on it. It's
Yes.
a fantastic movie to just absolutely trash.
Thank you.
I mean, Michael Bay's definitely trying to make a step forward onto Shakespeare adaptations. and I don't know which Shakespeare
Yeah.
play he was trying to adapt on.
Yeah, so I know you mentioned this before. Again,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I don't. It feels like everything in this film, like like I feel like there's some thematic things he's trying to go for. The Shakespeare thing trying to be one of them, but there's such throwaway lines. Like there's so many just throwaway lines that never come back. Like the writing is probably the word. I don't know if it's the word. I think it might
doesn't
be.
know what it wants to be.
There's not any writing really though. It's just action scenes, right?
Yeah.
So
I
the
love
writing.
Go, go,
Michael
go.
Bay does
I got the
that.
target. Target is downstairs. Like,
Yeah,
what
the
fuck?
writing.
What's-
There isn't. Yeah, like I said, I don't think there's not really writing. Michael Bay didn't write this. It was written by a couple other guys. I don't know what else they've done. Yeah,
The direction action sequences, he's definitely trying to do something that was not within his kind of environment, and then he's trying to use like, a bunch of flash sequences to kind of put in information that would, I guess, be more subtle, but it's just like flashing, action things onto just flashing storyboards. And
No, I'd agree.
it was really like a horrible adaptation of what Michael Bay would have tried to do to like apply his things onto actual, story.
No, I'd agree
Yeah,
with you.
like,
Man. I mean,
this-
the editing was atrocious.
It was-
Like, it's just there's a cut every second. It feels
Yeah.
like. And we don't even need to talk about the fucking ADR. It's just horrendous. The characters' mouths aren't even moving, faking it, or they're saying it far away. It doesn't even sound like they're in the same room. It sounds like they're in the studio. It's fucking stupid. Honestly.
yeah. I mean, I didn't notice that much. Personally,
Believe me, it's there. It's like it's always when they're about to cut away to a location. Like
honestly,
the fucking,
I would say the editing isn't the worst part, or one of the worst. I think it's maybe one of the better parts of this bad movie, because
are you high?
okay, let me explain. Because the flashing, the flashing is horrible, right? Like the flash cuts and all that shit is annoying as hell. It's terrible. This movie took 3 editors, and also one of those editors I think has an Oscar. I think. But what?
Not this.
Yeah, definitely not for this. What kind of made like it's like how they were able to like actually cut this, because this movie clearly was like, I can't imagine it was very much planned. The way this thing was planned and shot is horrible, right? So like the fact that they were able to keep these in like a somewhat concise order is somewhat impressive, because I can imagine the footage they got was just all sorts of ramble jamble, and then like
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. I
so
totally
like
agree with
in
you.
that
I
way
actually don't understand.
it's
Sorry,
impressive. And like I guess you can, and there's like a couple sequences that line up with the music a little bit, sort of like Baby Driver. So like I know pretty much any editor can do that when it's just like, it's just cutting random shots. It's nothing actually in the shot that matters for the music, but it's there.
Okay. Yeah.
I think this movie also steals a lot from like not steals, right? Because like I think Quentin Tarantino is known as a guy who like steals and like remixes like cinematic like things that have been done in the past, but does them in his own way. It kind of does that, but of course Michael Bay's way is definitely not good. The first part is like kind of like Baby Driver, a little bit, because it's just a long car chase and it has music in it, but that's literally it. I don't know what you think about that.
No, I think I can see that happening. Also that car chase, it was weird because like it was featured heavily in the fucking trailers and promotion, right? And it made me think that Dave Frank is going to be around, but he gets killed in the first
and then
act.
they kill Dave Franco, which is really funny that like a character dies, because then the freaking parkour guy, he like drops. He drops like from like a 7-story building at one point, I'm pretty sure, and then he's fine,
He lands on metal.
and he lands on metal and he's fine. He's just like, no, let me just get back up. Like, dude, you fell from 7 stories. You're not like there's clearly mortality in this film, yet all these characters seem kind of invincible.
It's a bit all over the place. I would have to agree with you there. Yeah.
The second part, like the intro with Corey Hawkins' character is kind of like a little bit like the Hurt Locker. That reminded me of that. And then like I don't know. Yeah, the Dunkirk. It kind of reminded me of the Dunkirk, the way it was going back in time. That was stupid as hell. Like, I don't know, like, it served zero purpose. But at least in Dunkirk, you know, it was like, it wasn't in your face nearly as much as it was in this movie, even though I think they're probably equally pointless. But this one was annoying, the way it was like going back in time.
Yeah, no, the character introduction, I mean, they're all really messy, and they just meander so much. I mean, like, Ryan Reynolds' character, it just, I couldn't keep track of it the first time I watched it. Like, fucking ridiculous, and there's all these, like, there's, like, these cuts of these just random sex scenes, and then it goes
Oh
back
yeah,
to
those.
just
Yeah,
faking
yeah,
his death.
exactly. Anything like
Yeah.
sexual in this movie is completely out of place and fucking, I don't know why. Like, it was
Yeah,
completely
it is the
pointless.
most Michael Bay movie ever.
He just
I
he just
mean-
felt horny. And
Yeah, he was just like horny. It was like,
Yeah.
okay, you two are gonna be together. Go, you know,
Why
have
doesn't this guy
stimulate
just
sex.
direct porn? I mean, like, seriously, he clearly has an affinity for women.
But he has but he also has an affinity for things exploding, though. I think that's more.
Okay, well,
yeah.
He
Yeah,
he
it's
can't.
a
He has to
bit-
balance the two. You know, he has to
It'd
have
be a
his
little
explosions
complicated
before
if
he has
you
his
wanna- explosions in
yeah.
there, but you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he needs both. Even though the sex definitely doesn't work in this film at all. And also,
No, it
like,
does not.
the concept is pretty stupid. It's kind of like Reservoir Dogs, where, like, all the characters have, like, you know, going by code names, except, of course, they have the laziest code names ever. It's just numbers. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. They're your characters. You know, honestly, lazier than Christopher Nolan calling his protagonist in Tenet.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think we can all. The Tenet has done way better.
Oh, 100%. This movie is
Yeah,
like...
but, yeah,
Christopher
like-
Nolan actually knows how to direct an action movie. Michael Bay does not. Like I said, some of these set pieces and, like, the action scenes look like they could be cool, but they're just botched. Like, the camera
barely get to
choices
see them just
and the
'cause it's
shot
fucking
choices
fucking
are
out so much.
terrible. They are like, they make it completely incoherent. They make you
Yeah.
feel like, oh, it's just... It does, like, even though some of those stunts were probably being done close to real, the way he shoots it, it was just like, well, I don't really care, because they could have faked, like, I don't know, that could be CGI for all I know, and, like, it wouldn't make a difference, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, they could have done this whole movie in CGI, and I probably, like, would have had the same experience, even if it was, like, really bad-looking renders of, like, Ryan Reynolds. It probably would have been the same movie. You know?
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't
exactly.
feel like a human worked on this movie at all.
No,
You know,
it doesn't, man.
At all. Like, I personally don't even like Ryan Reynolds. Like, you know, like, I don't think he's great in Deadpool. I don't like Deadpool that much. But obviously, Deadpool's better than this movie.
Yeah.
There was a lot of lazy things, like, that try to add style, like those flashback scenes. They keep the aspect ratio, which is stupid, because you would never, like, you know, they're trying to be like, oh, look, it's the past, even though you would never shoot anything like that in the same aspect ratio. And then they add this, like, digital grain that looks like I could have just added that in Premiere. It looks like garbage.
Yeah.
The lighting, sometimes, like, the light just, like, shines directly on the camera a lot of the time. Horrible looking. Like, this movie looks really bad a lot of the time.
Also, can we just talk about the story? I mean, do you guys even really know what this film is about? Because I had
Killing a
really
dictator.
hard
Killing a dictator.
I know, but like the way that they fucking like set it up, it's so needlessly confusing with all the flashbacks and everything. Like first time I watched it, I had barely any idea what was going on. All I saw was just Turkestan. Apparently, that's not even a real place. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's not, which is stupid.
Are we really like why are we like doing this stupid thing? Because like making up like a fake Middle Eastern country with like a bad dictator, that's such like an 80s or 90s action movie fucking plot point.
Yeah.
It's lazy. It's been done so many times, probably a few better times, obviously. But I mean, it doesn't work here. I was really bored with the whole fucking plot. I mean, I don't know. I really did not like this movie at all, and I was not looking forward to rewatching this at all. Like I watched it the first time with you know Jason, right, Emile? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he came over to my house. I had to turn it off halfway through, and then I tried to watch it later over several days because I was just getting so frustrated every time I tried to watch it. So
Like, the best thing I can say about this movie is that it kept me awake. That's probably... And the set pieces. Like, you know, they spent money on this film. They spent money in this film, and
I
it
need
kept
to
me
see how
awake,
much
are the biggest
paid for.
compliments I can give this movie, right? And you know,
Just
some of these
say-
things could have been cool, like the parkour and the giant magnet. But the way he shoots it, it just makes it complete garbage. It's just like
They
the
spent
might as well.
150 million on.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Jesus.
that. Like I said, that's the only good thing I can say about this movie is that they spent money pretty much.
Why would you sink that much money into this?
Because it's Michael
Yeah.
Bay and
I mean-
Netflix.
Oh,
Michael Bay
Because
does not know how to make a movie, but
No.
he knows how to make money.
yeah, that's also true. Like I don't like this is a Netflix
That's
movie,
part of
so technically didn't need to make money. I don't know how they gauge if a movie's successful on Netflix. I'm pretty sure like I
just
don't know.
by how many? I guess they track the streaming.
They
numbers.
track the streaming numbers. I'm sure they've got tons of algorithms on there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, but like, you know, I can't imagine Netflix will do this. Like, I've got to imagine to some degree this movie didn't too well in theaters or on Netflix, and I think this might have been one of his least successful. Like, because I know he's had obviously other successful movies. I got to imagine this is one that's got to be a little lower.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might, like I said, I would expect maybe another Michael Bay. Has there been another Michael Bay project announced since this movie? Do you know of?
I should check. Hold on. I need to
Hopefully
find
not.
out. I know he did after this film. He did The Purge, the series. I mean, that was something else.
Yeah, like I don't know how this guy is.
Okay,
a
well,
director,
he's got
really.
one coming up called.
Because he doesn't know how to
Ambulance.
direct a
It's out
movie.
2022. Yeah,
He
this
really,
one's like it's a remake of a Danish film. It stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Yahya Abdul second,
huh?
and yeah, it's coming out February 18th of
Yeah.
next year.
I mean, get that
So-
money. Though I like those actors a good amount. I guess they're
Oh,
gonna get
Alicia
a paycheck.
Gonzalez is in as well. You remember her from Baby Driver? She's like
Yeah,
she's like John
I remember
Hammond's
her.
wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie also kind of abuses the like idea of like actual like you know these are fictional refugees and dictatorships, even though there are real refugees and dictatorships probably going through problems, and you know they say they're like saving people. But, like, the destruction they create around them by trying to complete these missions is, like, hundreds, if not, like, thousands of people are probably dying in these, like, you've got to imagine, like, what good are they actually doing? Like, they're killing a lot of people in, like, both, you know, obviously, you know, those employees of the bad people, you can say, oh, well, they're henchmen of the bad people, but also, like, it's, like, if you think about it in a realistic context, which, I don't know, it's really hard for, like, you know, obviously this movie isn't realistic at all, it's, like, you know, you can't take it seriously. But if you were to, you got to imagine like it's probably these only people's option for work. So like, and they don't even like obviously they kill him at the end,
Yeah.
but like it's the same. Like at least in John Wick, it's like something like John Wick where he's killing all the henchmen, but only ends up killing the guy like later. At least they're fictional, but you could imagine there's people who, you know, have to work for these like dictator type of people because they have no choice. But like, I don't know, kind of makes a mockery of that almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we bitched about this film enough. I think
Yeah.
our viewers get the point. But I mean, as far as the score, I'm interested to hear what are we all giving it. Emile, would you like to go first?
I think the only thing that is good for it is that I finally saw blood in a Michael Bay movie. I don't know if it's something that usually happens. So.
I mean,
Yeah,
he did
but
in,
the way he
he
used
did in-
it was like
No.
I don't know. It's
Oh,
point.
The Rock. There's blood in The Rock. That was like
Rock?
one of his better films. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like where like terrorists occupy Alcatraz. Yeah.
Well, if it's
Yeah.
one of his better movies, I guess blood is a good indicator.
Oh, Bad
for
Boys
that
as
reason.
well. Bad Boys. Those movies have blood.
the
in
Bad
them.
Boys 2. Yeah, I was surprised to learn that he actually directed that because apparently people like it. You know.
Yeah, no, but I quite like the Bad Boys films, to be honest. I mean, like, they're stupid as hell and mildly racist and homophobic, but they're kind of funny, to be honest. They're kind of fun
Right.
to watch.
Yeah.
Just because of
Um,
Martin Lawrence and Will
Yeah.
Smith. But,
I wanted to mention a couple more things before we should do our score because you know I always have more things
Oh
to
my
say.
god. Okay,
You know,
fine.
this
Make
is
it
like-
quick, Daniel, let's go.
Yeah. So
Ugh.
it feels like there's like one point where like he's like doing this monologue voiceover. He's like criticize. It feels like he's trying to criticize rich people for not helping like you know normal people out. So he's like, oh, I'm gonna do it a different way. It's like, couldn't you actually like donate money? But it also feels like you know they're trying to criticize rich people, even though it's kind of ironic because like the only thing that Michael Bay has contributed to cinema is money.
Yeah.
So like you know, and also like why it feels like he's trying to do some social critiques with these throwaway lines in a movie this dumb, which is makes it more dumb. He like criticizes how governments handle like these dictatorships in the Middle East. It feels like there's a throwaway line that says something like that. The dialogue is dumb. Like I said, I think they hurt a bunch of innocent people. Oh, the music. It's terrible. But
bad.
what was really funny is that a bunch of those tracks I know from the artist who does like Dude Perfect has used music from the art. Specifically, there was one song that actually like they used.
Oh wait,
in the
no,
movie.
they used "Run" by AWOL Nation.
That as well. They used that was stupid.
That was so funny.
That was
Like,
kind
I
of
would
funny,
think about those memes.
but it was more annoying because yeah, exactly. It was like dumb. They also like I said, they use like this music. I know from like Dude Perfect uses that artist a lot. That was like in the first car chase, and they use a specific song that's actually in the Dude Perfect video. So it was like the soundtrack, but like that's a Dude Perfect video, but this is supposed to be like a movie. So like, it's a pretty big joke. Also, what maybe pissed me most about this movie, pissed me off, is that they spoiled Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I was mad at that because I wanted to watch that movie, and I like not knowing what's gonna happen in the movie. It usually adds to the experience, but now I know. So fuck you, Michael Bay, piece of fucking shit. I wanted to watch that movie blind, and you fucking ruined it.
All right.
Anyways, I'm gonna stop.
Keep it above the
All right, let's let our guest go first. What do you want to give it, Emile?
I'll give it a 1.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. What are you gonna give it, Daniel?
I'll give it a 2 out of 10. I was maybe gonna give it a 3 out of 10 but then he spoiled Butch Cassidy, so yeah, definitely a 2 out of 10. It's really bad.
It's gonna be a 1.
But there's been worse.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, like, there's been worse.
There's been like
0 because there was actually some effort put into the production design and all that sort of shit, and acquiring all those expensive cars and like.
Money was, like I said, money was spent on this film, and it was shot.
Going to all those fancy locations, put roofs, like flooding a fucking set with water.
And I thought the magnet was kind of creative, right? Like, I'm giving it some credit, but...
Yeah, but no, I'm sorry. There's just so much here.
It's quite bad.
Like, it's literally, it's like if Saturday parody trailer of an upcoming Michael Bay movie. It's got all of his like fucking tropes that people always knock him for. It just
he doubles down on them.
Like, yeah, exactly. He just because he doesn't take criticism too well, to be honest. So it kind of felt like he was purposely doing all his like notorious traits just to piss people off. But I mean, I can't confirm that. So
I can imagine that though.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah. All right. Well. That's that, I guess.
Yeah, so I guess
next week then.
Yeah,
probably talk about that quickly before we get into the end.
Yeah, so let me think. So quickly, actually, let's do. Usually we try to recommend a movie that we watched in the past week, or we actually recorded 2 episodes this week, so last few days. I will recommend The Last Airbender. So I've been watching a lot of M. Night films, because I don't know.
Okay, you're recommending ironically. Please tell me.
Ironically, it's not a good movie.
Okay,
it's really bad.
Yeah,
but it's hilariously dumb, and like I feel like M. Night was trying to do a lot of stuff bad on purpose. But also, there's like long takes, which is really funny, considering long takes I associate with movies like Birdman and The Revenant, Oscar-winning stuff. And then there's this. I'm really surprised how many long takes he has in his style. And then I'll recommend Unbreakable, which is another M. Night film. And that's good. It's a good film. It's an interesting take on a superhero film, I'll say. It's a good movie. I don't know. Aiden, you got anything?
I have not been watching a lot of films, to be honest. I mean, I was just trying to finish up my last week and also relax a little bit, to be honest. So, I have been watching a lot of Criminal Minds on Disney Plus since they added that. I haven't seen that in forever. I wanted to check it out. It's like, let's be clear. It's nothing like Emmy winning or anything like that. It's just fun TV. I enjoy it, It's pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah.
I might as well
and
ask
Jamal
Emile.
Moore, please take me away. I want you, man. Jesus Christ, he is so hot. I'm sorry,
Okay.
for real. He's the. Anyways, let's. Yeah, Emile, have you seen anything cool this week or?
Haven't really been watching too many movies.
Yeah.
Lately, I watched Inception. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Inception's a good
nice.
movie.
Recommend to
Good
watch
choice.
that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend that. I like it a lot. It's one of Nolan's
Sweet.
best, and Nolan's a pretty good director, so it's pretty high praise. Yeah. So for
Next week.
or maybe this Wednesday, I don't know if we'll discuss that later. But our next films, my recommendation, I think I'm gonna recommend Ran by Akira Kurosawa, which is an adaptation of King Lear, but done in a massive epic samurai movie by one of the best directors. I think he's probably maybe the greatest director of all time. I haven't seen all of his movies, so I don't know about personally. He might be, but he's a legend. So I'm very much looking forward to that. That's my recommendation. Aiden,
Okay.
what do you want to recommend?
Nightcrawler, baby. You and
Alright.
we haven't. I know, but I would like to revisit it, to be
Yeah.
honest, because I remember a little bit, but not too much. So it'd be
Mhm.
nice to see if my opinions changed at all. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Cool,
So
cool.
yeah,
Alright, well-
Nightcrawler and Ran. Well, we'll do next
Yeah.
week.
Well, yeah.
Well, maybe this Wednesday. We'll see.
Cool.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Emile, for being on the podcast. This is really
Yes,
fun.
thank you, Emile.
My pleasure. Thank you
Great.
for having me.
Yeah, great, ironic movie. Great. This is a great movie to know Michael Bay by. Because it will probably be a while before I check out anything from him because I'm not too interested in his movies. But definitely an experience. I'll remember how dumb it was for a lot. Truly, maybe the worst directed action movie I've ever seen. Because they had a lot of stuff, right? They paid a lot.
I mean, there's
but the
definitely
way
worse
they
movies
did it
there.
was horrible.
Expensive failures.
Yeah, those.
Yeah.
Tax write-offs.
Yeah, an expensive movie made by someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, so I think that's about time we wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Make sure to go check out Aiden, as always, at GB Reviews. Make sure to go check out my channel. I don't know, Emile, do you want to plug anything?
My non-existent Instagram page.
Of course, yeah. It probably
fund the
has protein in the
Liberation
name, if I
Front.
remember correctly,
Yep.
so
Oh,
yeah.
right.
But you'll probably won't find it. All right. Because he's a ghost. Anyways, yeah, thank you so much again, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys.